Okay, just as I mentioned in the last video, I'm gonna be kicking it up into high gear. So next up, we're gonna be doing a turbo installation on my car. Still missing one or two small things. So today we're going to start off with intake manifold swap. So I'm gonna be removing the Y7 style intake manifold, and then I'm gonna put a D15B7. Those with the a throttle body on the side. We're gonna be doing that. So I'm gonna fast forward and then we're gonna go straight into that. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and as you can see, we have the intake manifold off. We have the Y7 style intake manifold here with the throttle body at the top, and we see the runners all coming from here and spreading out. And then we have the D15B7 style manifold with the side fed intake, and then going to the longer runners here. So first up, I'm gonna give this one a little cleanup, and then I think it's missing the TPS here, so I'm gonna remove the TPS from this one to put here, and fuel rail. After that, just gonna throw it back on the car, and then see what else I can get done before the sun sets. Okay, so it's the following day. The intake manifold is on. As you can see here, didn't clean it much. Internal pressure washing the entire engine bay, engine, and all that can be done. So far, I'm missing this bracket for the cable, throttle cable, and the spacers for the fuel rail. And for some reason, this thread seems to be different from the one that was on the previous fuel rail. So I need to sort that out, and the intake manifold will be done. I went ahead and removed the front bumper. So right now we're going to be throwing on the turbo. I'll try to give you guys a walkthrough on how I install a turbo, how I go from NA to turbo and whatnot. But should be pretty simple, and I hope to cover all the steps. So stay tuned. Okay, so we pretty much have the list of the parts which are going to be going on the car. Here we have a mountain of random intercooler pipes, couplers and whatnot. We have a small intercooler. We have a turbo here bolted to the manifold with an eBay wastegate. We have a dump tube here, some random vacuum hoses. We have some 12A inline for the drain, and we have a bob fitting, which I'm going to be welding onto the bottom pan, the oil pan. Right, so first up, the bumper is already off the car, so that would be the first thing you need to do. That is already done. Next up, we're going to be removing the factory exhaust manifold and the exhaust system. Okay, next up, the exhaust manifold is off, the dipstick is off. So I went ahead and I removed the oil pressure switch. This is located at the back. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's somewhere down there. So what I did, I just used a pair of pliers, gripping pliers, and I basically hooked up to it. I think it's a 22mm socket. Can also remove that. You can do it from the top or the bottom, whichever is easiest for you. I removed that, and I had a fitting. It's basically 1F NPT to a 4AN. So I push that in. I don't like using the T's because they tend to break off. And with that fitting on, I basically installed the feed line into the port where the oil pressure switch was. I run it through the manifold, and now it's just dangling here. So this will be going to the turbo. This is the oil feed to the turbocharger. So next up, I'm going to throw on the turbo, the manifold, and the wastegate, since they're already bolted together like so. This may need clocking, so based on the orientation of this, I may need to move the compressor housing. However, well, I may need to move it to get it oriented right, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So next step, turbo, manifold, and wastegate is gonna go on. Okay, so the turbo, manifold, and wastegate turbo is already mounted. This sort of fits okay since it was already on the car. My only gripe is I may want to clock this a bit, shift this up a bit, and then make this more horizontal, well, vertical, sorry. So I will need to slacken this a bit and just rotate everything. That's me clocking the center section. If I needed to just remove this, or I would just need, there's a circlip here, you just need to put some tension on it and rotate that. So, and get your turbo oriented however you want. As you can see, my feed is here. I want my feed sort of directly on top, so I have a straight path down to the oil drain. You can have a little angle to it, but mine is a bit extreme, so I'm just going to be sorting that out now. And after that, I'm going to be bolting up the downpipe, and then we're going to be moving on with the rest of the turbo parts. Okay, so with the turbo clocked a little bit, I went ahead and just installed the oil feed line. This would need some sort of strapping, maybe a tie strap here to hold it in place, and so ensure that it doesn't rub on the timing belt or just flaps around in the engine bay. And next up, we're going to be installing the downpipe, and then we're going to move to the intercooler piping here to the intake manifold, and lastly we just need to sort out the oil drain. The oil drain I'm hoping I can get done today, but anyways, we'll see how far we can get. Okay, so the downpipe is in. See here, so we have turbo, oil feed, manifold, wastegate, everything, and downpipe. Again, these parts are already prefab, so if you get in the turbo kit from DCwerx or you already fabricated all of yours, you would pretty much be at this point as well. So if we can do a little tech talk right here, we have the exhaust, which gets the turbo, the exhaust air. We have the turbo manifold, which gets the exhaust air. This goes to the turbine housing, which spins the turbine housing, and it sends out boost through here. With the air coming in here, the air gets compressed and boost comes out here. This would go to your intercooler and to your engine. So the turbo will need to be lubricated, so we have again the oil feed sending pressurized air through the turbo, and then we will need to then have I have a oil drain fit in here. So from here the oil will just come out here, make a hole in your bottom pan, so oil comes out through here, goes in here. Pretty simple system. Exhaust comes in, spins the turbine wheel, air comes in, compressor wheel spins, boost is created, comes out here, goes through your intercooler into your intake pipe, and then through your intake manifold. And the wastegate is just there to regulate the amount of exhaust entering the turbo to slow or speed up the exhaust energy going to the turbine housing to regulate your boost. This is done by a spring in here. Mine, I believe, has an 8 psi spring in there, and you can also add a boost controller to it to regulate that as well. Right, so I'm gonna skip ahead to the next step, the intercooler piping. Okay guys, and this is a part where a lot of folks get intimidated, but I actually love making intercooler piping. So you can see my tiny intercooler here. I think this is a 180 bend coming off the turbo, so it goes here straight into there, and this is 2-inch. My piping is all 2.5 inch, so I have this here. Plan on making this bend down like this, and I'm not sure if I want to make it go around the radiator through there or go around through the fender well and in there, but just basically you just messing about with the pipes, getting the right bends you want, measure twice, cut once. It's always easy to cut, very expensive to weld into aluminum pipes. So you mess with it, you dry mount it, then when you satisfied, you make your cuts, and then you pretty much bolt up all your clamps and whatnot, and that should essentially be an intercooler piping kit. If you get in a kit from DCwerx or one of those on the turbo suppliers, your intercooler piping will pretty much be plug and play. So so you will not need to do any of this. But if you're doing a cheap setup like me, it requires some elbow grease, right? So I'm gonna put the camera down and gonna skip ahead to, I guess, the finished product when I'm done or almost done. Okay, and after about 10 minutes of fiddling with random pipes, this is what I came up with. So from here, like I said, we have the 180 comes here. I have this tie strap down here, as you can see, just to hold it in place. I have the intercooler. Let's see if I can get a shot. Yeah, so the tie strap is holding it in place so I can do my mock-ups. And then, like I said, from here we have the 2" to 2.5" 90°. This has a bit of a kink here, so I intend on shortening this a bit, maybe cut off 3/4 inch, so I'll get rid of that kink. Then we have another coupler here, 90°, goes around the radiator. Comes up here with a 75° bend, goes up here, 90 for a short piece of pipe in here. My air intake temperature sensor was already on this pipe from a previous setup. Another coupler here, and then a 90 to the throttle body. So everything is a bit, well, loosely mounted now. So next up, we're going to remove everything and then throw on the clamps. Clamps here, clamps here, clamps there, but I may throw some spray paint on the pipes and pretty much neat up everything, pressure wash everything. And as for the bottom pan, I think what I may do is, in the interest of time, my previous motor already had a bang on it, so I will just go ahead and swap the pans. I don't have it with me, so hopefully tomorrow. So yeah, it already has the pan, and then from there just run the line to the bottom there, button up all of my hoses with clamps and whatnot, triple check everything, finish off the fuel rail, and should be as good. Oh yeah, on here I don't think I have enough space for a filter. Well, I don't have a filter on hand either way, so I'm just going to put a bit of mesh over the inlet of the turbo and put a clamp to hold everything down. I already had a pre-made dump tube out of an old, I guess, 3SGE header I had. So that is already done. That is loosely mounted. Everything is pretty much loosely mounted. My downpipe already had a bang, as you can see here, for my wideband. So my wideband sensor will be going here. Need to wire in my wideband, and already has the map on it. From there, I'll just go ahead and tweak the map and get the car running properly. It already has a tune on it, but I always go over my tunes when I'm done. So in addition to that, like I said, degrease everything, pressure wash everything. I need to get rid of that white scaly stuff that comes on the metal whenever you use any degreaser. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna wrap this up here, but yeah, so turbo setup, if you have everything, took me about an hour. That's mostly because I had everything already pre-made, but if I had to do everything over and take everything apart and assemble everything, like if I had I guess a direct fit kit, probably take me double that, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours max. So it's not impossible, guys. And we can do a walkthrough quickly. I think I have this 50 US, this was about 60, this was about 80, so that's see, about 200 US. This was free. Random piping, let's put a value of $50. My entire turbo system cost me maybe 300 US, give or take. And well, I've taken it up to 13 or 14 pounds before. My estimate, the car would be close to 200 wheel horsepower with this setup. But I intend on taking it to the track, so we'll have a fair idea of trap speed and whatnot. But my best trap on my previous setup was about 98 miles an hour, and just going by the weight of the car, and that would be close to about 190 wheel horsepower. I intend on turning it up a bit more, but like I think I mentioned, the car has a stock clutch in it now. My eBay clutch went bad when I noticed it was bad when I was taking the transmission apart, so I may be limited by but I guess whatever the stock clutch can hold. And I also don't have my head studs on there, but I don't think I'll be lifting the head. I think the clutch will let go before the head, but we'll see. So I think this video is gonna get pretty long, so I'm just gonna go wrap it up now. And the next video should be the car running and tuning videos and maybe at the track, but I hope to put out a video before then. Till then, guys, this one is already pretty long, I guess. So thanks for watching. The car is now technically boosted, so that started on the new setup. My bumper fits. I have to take my word for it. I already tried the bumper. So anyways, wrap it up, guys. So catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Till then, stay safe.